In 2025, the Courageous Love campaign distributed over $79,000 in grants to projects that are making a measurable impact on local communities. Established to equip congregations with the resources to launch bold initiatives focused on evangelism and service. St. Luke's San Diego received a grant to start a neighborhood outreach program to young adults. St. Paul's Yuma received a grant to reignite Hispanic ministries in their neighborhood. And in Fallbrook, St. John's received a grant to start an outreach program for military spouses and an ESL program for neighbors learning a new language. And here are three other ways the Courageous Love campaign has helped our Episcopal community reach out to local neighborhoods. Comunidad de Luz opened its doors this spring. Supported by the Courageous Love grants, this shelter is now a place of safety, healing, and empowerment for women and children who have nowhere else to turn.
It was a dream that we would have a place, a safe place where these women and children, these vulnerable migrant women and children would be able to be empowered and to be able to endure the struggle, trauma, and come out at the other end as productive, self-sustained persons. And today, here we are, ready to receive and support and empower vulnerable migrant women and children.
This shelter is responding to a growing need. Tijuana has long been a city of migrants from the Bracero era to today's global displacement crisis. Waves of women and children arrive here seeking safety, many separated from loved ones by a border they cannot cross.
Because of the type of situation that they were fleeing from and the strict immigration laws in the United States, they were not going to be able to receive an affirmative case for protection for asylum. Therefore, it was urgent that they find an opportunity on this side of the border where they could find that American dream. But in Mexico, why not the Mexican dream?
For Robert, who serves as the Diocese border missioner, the dream of Comunidad de Luz began years ago. He envisioned a shelter that did more than provide survival. It would prepare women and children to thrive.
God has given me incredible opportunities, and that was only because of my dedication to Christ and His work. And His work is exactly that, to care for that needy one, for that vulnerable one, for that person suffering, that person that is being persecuted. It's just following what Christ tells us to do. That wouldn't it be nice if we had this great big shelter where we would be able to house all these children, but not only house them, but also prepare them for life. Not only provide them home and food and clothing, but an education, an opportunity to be productive members of a community.
The belief that love can conquer fear and that community can overcome despair is what unites everyone involved in this mission. In Ramona, 4 congregations asked a simple question: what if we build a youth community in collaboration with the local churches? With seed money from the Courageous Love grants, St. Mary's in the Valley helped found the Ramona Youth Collaborative, a radically welcoming space designed to welcome teens who have been quietly told church is not for them.
I just feel passionate about creating a space where young people can question, can heal, can be whole, can seek answers, have real conversations, be authentic. I think all of that will make St. Mary's a more vibrant place, because if you have young people that are questioning and seeking and looking for mentors and challenging people, that only will make us more vibrant and more connected and a stronger community of faith.
Here, students gather to connect with something real, a community seeking to learn more about Jesus. Weekly gatherings are leading to retreats, service trips, and moments where young people connect with each other in ways that are deeply needed.
There's almost an epidemic of loneliness in our society right now for various reasons, and this is something I feel like the church can really offer these young people, is a place to not feel lonely, a place to feel loved.
Many of the teens who come through the doors of the collaborative have struggled to find belonging elsewhere. Some have been told they don't fit in the mold of what a good Christian should be. Others have simply never had a space where they could bring their full selves, their doubts, hopes, identities, their all.
Jesus hung out with the misfits. Those are the people that Jesus wanted to spend time with and did spend time with. Those were Jesus' friends. That's our blueprint too, is we need to be following Jesus as Christians and providing a safe space and a place for people to feel whole.
That spirit of radical inclusion runs deep for the leaders of St. Mary's Ramona, the United Methodist Church, and Spirit of Joy Lutheran, and First Congregational Church, who joined forces because they saw a need greater than any single congregation can meet alone. Together, they're not building just a youth group, but a movement, a living expression of the gospel that says, you belong here.
The church is supposed to be a safe space for them, a space where they feel welcome and where they feel like they belong. And that's something that I feel young people are really yearning for right now.
We are so grateful that we have a visionary bishop who understands that seed money can just help make things happen in small congregations like St. Mary's and Ramona. We had been having many heated conversations around here, lively, respectful, but good conversations about, we don't have youth. Should we really be investing in youth if we don't have youth? I think that we trusted God. We stepped forward in faith. We said yes to the Ramona Youth Collaborative before we had the funding all sorted out. So the Courageous Love grants were what made it happen.
What began as a handful of young people is now growing a network of students who worship, laugh, and grow in faith together. When the heat arrives in Borrego Springs, it is more than unforgiving. It's dangerous. When an air conditioner breaks in the desert, the clock starts ticking. Waiting days or weeks for repair is not just inconvenient, it can be deadly. And that's why St. Barnabas Episcopal Church, in partnership with the Borrego Ministers Association and a local HVAC company, launched the Emergency Air Conditioning Program, funded by a Courageous Love grant. The program loans portable AC units to homes in crisis, delivering, installing, and tracking them until a permanent solution is in place.
There is 3 of us in the trailer. It's a trailer, 27-foot trailer, and it just doesn't seem to stay cool at all when it's 126 degrees outside. It was getting pretty bad. The cats were panting like dogs. At the temperature it was, we were just all slowly cooking.
Kelly wasn't exaggerating. When her roof unit failed, she and her family endured a week of relentless heat. They wore wet clothes just to stay cool, rotating between fans and cold water, praying for relief. By the time help came through the program, she says they were at their limit.
I don't know what I would have done without the air conditioner borrow. It was a blessing.
In Borrego, the heat doesn't care about who you are or how much money you make. It levels everything, rich and poor alike. And yet for those living on the margins, the risk is far greater. Families with children, seniors with medical needs, and even pets face real danger when an AC unit fails.
Heat it levels everything. It doesn't matter how much you make in town. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. So it doesn't matter if you're low income or high income, the heat can kill you at every level. So that's why it matters to me. It's saving everybody.
Andrew reminds everyone that asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. In a town where self-reliance runs deep, people often suffer silently, believing they must tough it out. Andrea knows that breaking the silence can save lives.
People don't ask for help in Borrego. They think they have to be strong, and they struggle, and they suffer because everybody's dealing with the heat. Like I said, it doesn't matter how much money you make. We're all dealing with the heat at some level.
That message, you don't have to face this alone, is what transformed this project into a ministry. The Reverend Dave Madsen, rector of St. Barnabas, calls it a modern parable of the Good Samaritan. When someone is suffering on the roadside of life, you don't just pass by. You stop, you care, and you bring relief.
And if you just read the Gospels, we know who the real Jesus is. He cared for the sick. He cared for the hungry. He cared for those on the margins. He cared for those that had needs. That's where he ministered to. I like to think I want to share the love of God in a specific way that lets people know God loves you and we love you. And this is how we're going to show you our love. We're going to give you an air conditioner. We don't want you to die. We don't want you to get sick. We want you to do well.
This is courageous love in action. In a place where heat can claim life in a matter of hours, love works like a simple machine that hums in the corner, turning danger into relief and service into community.
I help people very silently through email to help them get the word out. And then I was invited to a St. Barnabas event. And I looked around and it was all the people that I had been communicating with that were helping in the community. And I thought, wait a minute, if all the people that I'm communicating with end up at one place every week, I think that's where I want to go every week.
The Courageous Love Grants program has been vital for translating diocesan vision into measurable impact. Through targeted financial support, congregations across the diocese have expanded their capacity to serve, deepened partnerships with community organizations, and developed ministries that extend beyond the church walls.